What if I told you that within just 8 weeks, you could unlock a healthier and more vibrant version of yourself? The recent twin nutrition study at the University of Stanford showed that this is possible, but only if you're willing to make 2 significant changes to your lifestyle. In today's video, I will reveal what these changes are and how you can use them to re-engineer your body in 8 weeks. The twin nutrition study brought together some of the world's most renowned health and nutrition experts, including Christopher Gardner, the director of nutrition studies at the Stanford Prevention Research Center. As a nutrition expert, a huge part of Christopher Gardner's involves advising people on how to eat healthy, and that means he's constantly at odds with the standard American diet. The standard American diet is anything but healthy, and that's a fact that has been confirmed many times by experts. It is largely made up of processed foods that contain an unhealthy amount of calories, fats, sugars, and sodium, all of which have been medically linked to the development of diseases like stroke, heart attack, diabetes, dementia, Parkinson, and cancer.
Turning now to a new health study. If you're a bacon and soda lover, you may want to rethink your diet. The study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association earlier this week links 10 foods with deaths from heart disease, strokes, and diabetes.
Despite these warnings, Americans still spend billions of dollars annually on foods that have been classified as unhealthy. And to be fair, we cannot blame them too much for it because the trend of eating unhealthy fast foods isn't just a diet problem. It's a cultural problem that dates back to the days after World War II. At the time, a lot of American men at the time were considered too thin, undernourished, and thereby unfit to join the army. This prompted the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Nutrition and Human Needs to recommend dietary goals for Americans. This initiative led to the creation of the standard American diet and the development of an industrialized food system that made calorie, protein, and dairy-based foods affordable and easily accessible. Over the next few years, several campaigns were launched to encourage people to eat more calories and dairy-based food.
Drink your milk, kids.
I don't want milk. Milk's for babies.
Well, I happen to know that milk helps build strong bones, so drink up.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk.
And safe to say it worked. Americans started to eat high-calorie foods more than ever, and their men became big and healthy enough to get into the military. Soon enough, the high-volume production of farm produce led to the influx of several food chains that became big dealers in the sale of processed and packaged foods. And as a result, the calorie intake of the average American soared dangerously through the years. A report by the United Nations shows that people in Europe and North America consumed an average of 3,540 calories per day in 2021. That's well over 1,000 calories more than the recommended intake for men, and about 1,600 calories more than the recommended calorie intake for women. This explains why over 42% of Americans are obese and 30.7% of the population is overweight.
CDC has released statistics that show people in more states are larger than ever.
Today, the largest study of human risk factors for disease in history confirms that the #1 cause of death in the U.S. is the standard American diet. If we continue on this trajectory, things could explode pretty quickly. And that's exactly why Americans and, indeed, people all over the world must take the Stanford Twins nutrition study seriously. The main goal of this study was to test how 2 things can be used to re-engineer the human body within 8 weeks. So, what exactly are these so-called things? But before we proceed, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to like and subscribe to our Health Rules channels to enjoy more insightful health and lifestyle videos like this one. Well, they're none other than healthy diets and exercise. Yes, you heard that right. This study proved beyond reasonable doubt that by exercising regularly and eating the right type of food, we can change the underlying biochemistry of a human in 2 months. Beyond its primary goal, this revolutionary study also came with an extra perk of investigating how metabolism works in people with similar genetics when they are fed different foods. The organizers recruited 22 pairs of identical twins. One half were placed on a plant diet, while the other half were placed on meat and dairy-based products. And just to be clear, Here's how the vegan diet is different from an omnivore diet.
Vegan is exclusively plant-based. You can't have any dairy, any meat, any eggs, any animal product whatsoever.
With omnivore, you can eat practically anything.
With omnivore, nothing's off the table.
Before the study, a comprehensive medical examination was conducted to measure the starting position of each participant. In the first 4 weeks of the study, the twins were provided with foods according to the type of diet they were placed on. Meanwhile, in the final 4 weeks of the study, the twins were allowed to make their own food, but still based on the type of diet assigned to them. But of course, the experts behind the study knew that a change of diet alone isn't enough to guarantee the rapid transformation they're looking for. So, in addition to their individual diet plan, each participant went through a workout routine designed by Nime Delgado, a famous vegan bodybuilder. And at the end of 8 weeks, the group was brought together for another round of medical examination to measure their condition. Overall, most of the twins that ate omnivore diets gained muscle, while the ones that got vegan diets had a higher life expectancy rate, lower visceral fat, and higher sexual drive. But more importantly, the study proved beyond doubt that a healthy diet and exercise can effectively re-engineer the human body in just 8 weeks. Most people dream of living a healthy lifestyle, but they probably don't know how to go about it. Well, the good news is you don't need an expensive vegan diet or gym subscription to get started. As you can see from the Stanford Twins nutrition study, consistent effort in the right direction can trigger significant changes within a short while. Increasing the amount of vegetables you consume is a great place to start. Ideally, half of your meal for lunch and dinner should be made up of vegetables. And instead of eating snacks with low nutritional value, try to eat healthy snacks like hummus, salsa, and guacamole. In addition, you need to do away with meat completely if you can. Most of the meat that's out there at the moment is not good for your health, and this has been confirmed by experts. About 500,000 urinary tract infections in the US are caused by meat bacteria. In addition, research has shown that eating processed meat increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. And that's why it's important to cut down on your meat consumption as much as possible. You're probably thinking, if I avoid meat, how do I replace the lost vitamins? Well, the good news is there are several alternatives out there that you can try out. If you're not willing to become a devoted vegan yet, egg is a great alternative as it is a good source of high-quality protein. Tofu, mushrooms, and other plant-based meat options can suffice as well. But if you find yourself unable to avoid meat completely, try as much as possible to reduce the proportion of meat you consume. Rather than making it the centerpiece of your meal, use it as a garnish instead. Lastly, include whole grains like oatmeal and quinoa for breakfast and switch your desserts to fruits. Fruits like a juicy peach, a crisp apple, or a refreshing slice of watermelon will satisfy your sweet tooth and also keep your body and brain healthy. These foods are heavily laced with vitamins and minerals like B12, calcium, fiber, iron, omega-3, potassium, protein, and phytonutrients. And they'll contribute a great deal to the re-engineering process of your body. Also, don't forget that exercise is a critical aspect of your journey to living a healthy life. Take it from Rana and Jason, who completed a remarkable body transformation within 8 weeks. They didn't do anything special. They simply followed a basic 3-phase diet and exercise routine that re-engineered their body. With the right discipline and dedication, you, too, can do it. You don't necessarily have to start by lifting heavy weights and dumbbells. You could start with something as simple as brisk walking, cardio exercises, and mild weightlifting. Any form of exercise that fits into your schedule will do. Remember, the goal is to stay consistent, and you'd be amazed at how quickly you can re-engineer your body.